In one of the most highly anticipated college football matchups of this week's slate, the number 21 Colorado Buffaloes are set to invade the 806 and face off against Joey McGuire and the Texas Tech Red Raiders. In today's video, we'll preview everything you need to know, including the latest injury report for your Red Raiders, the key matchup to watch, the odds for this matchup, as well as my prediction. Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's RC Maxfield here for the Back to 12 podcast. If you haven't already, be sure to like the video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell to join the largest group of Texas Tech fans here on YouTube, almost 11,000 strong. And listen, this is one of the most highly anticipated games that I can remember out in the 806 because there is a lot at stake. You think about it from the Colorado perspective. If they win this game, they are in a really good spot to potentially play in Arlington and Jerry World for a Big 12 title. You think about it from a Texas Tech perspective. If they lose this game, they're out. The Big 12 title and those aspirations are off the table. But if they win, they hold two key tiebreakers against Colorado and then Iowa State near the top of the Big 12. There's a lot at stake, and I want to know your opinion just right from the jump before we get into anything. Who you got? Let me know your score prediction down on the pinned comment below for number 21 Colorado at Texas Tech. Colorado coming off of a bye week. The Red Raiders coming off of a hard-fought victory up in Ames, Iowa against the number 11 Iowa State Cyclones. Can the Red Raiders make it back-to-back weeks with top 25 victories? You let me know down on the pinned comment below. All right. Let's get into this, and we'll start with a fun little nugget for Joey McGuire and Texas Tech. Joey McGuire, as the head coach of Texas Tech, has a 9-2 record, an 8.18 winning percentage in games played in November and December. Okay, you take out the two bowl games, fine. He's still 7-2 in November alone as the Texas Tech head coach. That is obviously a big deal. Now, setting the scene for this one, this game will take place at Jones AT&T Stadium with an afternoon kickoff set for 3 p.m. Central Time, and you can watch it on Fox if you're not going to be at the Jones. Now, you can also watch Big Noon Kickoff, which will be out in the 806. You see some of the prep from some of the photos and videos that Texas Tech football has been posting across social media. That's obviously a big deal. If you're going to be out there, be loudy, loud, and proud. I know I will be when I'm out in the 806 this weekend. Now, the history between Texas Tech and Colorado, this will be the 11th all-time matchup between the Red Raiders and the Buffaloes. The all-time record between these two teams, well, it's tied right down the middle after 10 games, 5 games apiece. Now, the matchup that Texas Tech and Colorado last had in this series was back in 2010. And Colorado, lost that one in Boulder, and it was 27-24 Red Raiders in that one. The Red Raiders are 4-1 all-time at home against the Buffaloes. That does stand out. Now, when it comes to injuries for the Colorado matchup and for Texas Tech, you will have no Bryce Ramirez in this game. Texas Tech is hoping to have him back this season after he had to go and get that rod taken out of his leg that he had inserted after the NC State devastating injury he had a couple years back. Javion Wilcox, the DB transfer from TCU, hasn't played this year so far, and he is out for this Colorado matchup with a knee injury. Now, get ready. There's a lot of questionables after that hard-fought victory up at Iowa State for the Red Raiders. Let's start. Here we go. Boundary safety, CJ Baskerville, lower leg. Left tackle, Ty Buchanan, head injury. DT, DeBraylon Carroll, hip injury. DB, Devin Cromwell, ankle injury. Nick Fatigue, chest injury. Micah Hudson, lower leg injury. Quincy Ledet, DT, foot injury. Cornerback, Braylon Lux, shoulder injury. Wide receiver, Dre McCray, head injury. You got another ankle injury to an outside linebacker, another head injury to a DB, another hand injury to the an offensive lineman, and then Jacoby Williams has a knee injury, okay? That's a notable list of questionables there. Now, the guy that isn't on there is obviously Baron Morton, who could have looked better at Iowa State, but overall, considering going into that game and the conditions, I thought he missed a few throws, if we're being honest about it, but also had a couple of just, all right, that's a big boy throw right there. Most notably, the touchdown pass to Josh Kelly over the shoulder where Josh Kelly absolutely mossed the Iowa State defender. Now, let's get into the must-watch matchup for this one, because I don't even feel the need to talk to you about the players that you need to know from Colorado, because you know them. There's two guys you need to know. It's Sheduer Sanders and Travis Hunter. And you know both of those guys very well if you pay just an iota of an attention to college football. Sheduer Sanders is arguably the best quarterback in not only the Big 12, but college football in general. It's either him or Cam Ward, in my opinion. Take your pick. I have no qualms either way. Now, there is something that I will have a qualm with if you say that Travis Hunter is not the best player in college football. That is undisputed. He is the best player, the two-way star for the Buffaloes. He will line up at DB and also be the star wide receiver for the Buffaloes, and a guy that has a chance to be the number one overall pick in next year's NFL draft. And the crazy part is, if he's not, it more than likely could be Sheduer Sanders. So you're talking about two guys that are going to go in the top 3 of the NFL draft, I think, at worst next year, in those guys. And you're going to have to know where they're at all times. So speaking of the must-watch matchup, after we get those guys out of the way, it's the Texas Tech offense versus the Colorado, no, not defense, offense. I think this is going to be an offensive matchup out in the 806. Two of the top 3 passing attacks in the Big 12 are going head-to-head. The big thing for Texas Tech will be establishing the run in this way, and maybe not playing keep away per se, but making sure Taj Brooks is the focal point and really, really gets going. Because I think when you watch Taj Brooks play, Texas Tech fans would agree with me here, and maybe Colorado fans that are tuning into this preview video haven't seen much of him. Taj Brooks gets better with time as the game goes on. That doesn't mean he's not good from the jump, but he gets better when the defense is weared down. Taj Brooks don't get tired, okay? And I think that that's going to be a key point of emphasis for the Red Raiders, is getting him going. Now, that said, on the other side, Texas Tech is going to have to limit the big plays from Colorado, and part of that is going to be, quote-unquote, keep away. But Texas Tech is going to have to use the RPO and the play action as they do. But on the Colorado side, they're known for big plays, and rightfully so. You have Travis Hunter, Sheduer Sanders, and multiple other wide receivers that will play in the NFL. So you're going to have to limit those big plays from Colorado if you're the Texas Tech defense. But to me, this feels like it could be an old-fashioned Big 12 shootout. I really, truly believe that that's what this could be. And Colorado has played in some hostile environments this year, most notably at Nebraska. I don't know if they've played at a hostile environment quite like Texas Tech. I've seen some of those videos circulating around about, I wish I could remember his name, a Colorado coach going in there and talking to the Buffaloes about what to expect in Lubbock. Listen, I get it. It doesn't have, 100,000 people, but it's going to be loudy, loud, and proud down there in terms of everything, from the tortillas flying, not tacos, Dion. I joke, but he did say tacos in the presser. It's going to be a raucous environment and one of the most highly anticipated matchups, with a lot on the table in this matchup for both teams, and arguably one of the most highly anticipated matchups at the Jones in quite a while, considering the stakes, as I just mentioned. But Texas Tech is going to have to capitalize on the opportunity of big plays. Colorado loves to play man. They love to put their corners on an island. If you win, if you are the Texas Tech wide receivers, Baron Morton has to capitalize, period. You can't miss chances in this game if, there's a slip and fall by a DB. You can't miss these opportunities if you're Texas Tech and Baron Morton. A couple other things I wanted to go over before we get into the odds and predictions. Colorado actually leads the conference in sacks, that according to Joey McGuire. He also said that Sheduer Sanders is the best quarterback in college football and should be the number 1 overall quarterback in next year's NFL draft. Now, when you look at Texas Tech in one-score possessions, and that's where, or one-score possession games, I should say, and that's where the odds are in this game. Texas Tech is 5-1 in one-possession games this season. That is actually best in all of college football, okay? The odds in this one at the time of this recording, which is on Monday, November 4th, Colorado is 3.5-point favorites on the road with a total over-under set at 63.5. I would suspect that total over-under creeps down a little bit, maybe settles at 62.5, but that's what it's at the time of this recording. What did I just mention to you, though? Texas Tech is 5-1 in one-possession games, best in the nation. I think Texas Tech gets it done on Saturday night out in the 806, and they upset number 21 Colorado by a score of 37-35. Again, an old-fashioned Big 12 shootout. I think Texas Tech is opportunistic. I think they get some pressure on Sheduer Sanders, much like I think Colorado will get pressure on Behren Morton. The key difference in this one, in my opinion, is going to be the running game. Colorado, they've gotten better as the years progressed in terms of the running game, but Texas Tech, that is where they thrive, and it's in the run game, and I think you're going to see history on Saturday night when Taj Brooks is out on, Cody Campbell Field there at the Jones. I think he becomes the all-time leading rusher in Texas Tech program history, as he only needs 121 yards to break the record and become the all-time leading rusher in program history. I think he does it against number 21 Colorado under the lights at the Jones. All right, there's my score prediction. Again, 37-35, Texas Tech over Colorado on Saturday. I can hear the comments now once the Colorado fans find this video. Should be a lot of fun. I'm excited as hell to be out there for this one, and maybe even go watch some Texas Tech hoops as well. Looking forward to watching Grant McCaslin and crew tip off their season on Tuesday night out in the 806. All right, I'm RC Maxfield reminding you, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell to join the largest group of Texas Tech fans here on YouTube, the largest independently owned Texas Tech YouTube channel, almost 11,000 strongs, for everything you need to know about Texas Tech football, men's basketball all year long. You know what to do. Join the Back to 12 squad today.